Welcome to Dr. Grimmy's Old Time Medicine Show and Conversation Extravaganza. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, and any others. If you have something that ails you, a problem, a challenge, a struggle, we have the cure. Are you bored, disdainful, thoughtful, maudlin, frustrated, or constipated? We have the cure that you have been waiting for. Myself, world-famous Dr. Grimmy, and my faithful and erstwhile assistant, Jake the Snake Garn, Cosmic Serpent, master of hidden wisdom, and owner of copious amounts of inner light. We will teach you, you will learn, and you will be happy. And so, my fine ladies and gentlemen, and others, please step right up. All you have to do is listen. We will sell you the right snake oil. It will cure what ails you, and if nothing ails you, it'll cure that too. We will teach you the secrets of the ages and the esotericness of esoteric. So enter with us now into the inner circle of sacred wisdom. Here you will find what you're looking for.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Dr. Grimmy's talking about conspiracies that are actual real-life conspiracies. Instead of kind of dribbling in some of the maybes or what's nots, you know, who killed Kennedy? I don't know. We can't figure it out. Are there aliens? Are there not? I don't know. But these are actual conspiracy with evidence, reality. So we got a caller who we held over the break. Let's bring him back. Hello there.
What, now I'm a caller?
Oh, that's right.
You just demoted me to
caller? Yeah, okay. Hello, Jake.
Oh, hey. What's up, Dr. Grimmy? How's the view from up there?
It's beautiful. I am a god here in the studio with the buttons that control the universe.
Could you believe, like, you could go just crazy. You could go nuts, and you could just, for the next, I don't know how long before someone would kick in the door and stop you, but you could say anything you want and broadcast it to the world. The power!
That is power. I was going to talk about, you know, a couple of these conspiracies. One of them involves Scientology.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk
about... and they are always aggressive, so let's see if we can piss off Scientology.
Yeah. That's going to get
and get a lawsuit or something like that, because that's always a way to bite your chops here in the media industry is to tip a sacred cow.
Yeah.
I think Scientology... So... There's an organization that was founded by the daughter of the congressman that was killed during the Jim Jones suicide event, if you remember, several years ago, 1980-ish.
Okay, well, I was 3 in 1980. So
right, yeah. Those of us who were old enough to remember 1980. I was just a young'un myself. But she started an organization called the Cult Awareness Network, CAN, C-A-N.
Cult Awareness Network. Oh,
exactly.
Geez.
So with the idea that if parents, if individuals got involved in these cults in the sense that, hey, you come hang out with us and smoke dope and have free love, and all you have to do is bang on a tambourine for 6 hours a day, sign up.
Okay, where do we go for that?
So if the parents, the kid goes around...
Wait, hold on. Don't move on too quick. What's the contact information for that club you just mentioned?
Well, I'm going to get to that. I don't want to give that out just yet.
Oh. Okay.
There's a reason, and it will become clear.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So this CAN organization collected intelligence, as it were, information about all of these different cults that drew people in and kind of mind-boggled them, mind-washed them, brainwashed them, and would give parents and family members information about where they were and what was going on and resources like that. Well, one of the cults that they did information about was, can you guess?
Don't call it a cult. What? No.
Scientology, the Church of Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard was a science fiction writer who...
It's a real religion, though, like registered, right?
So they are a registered religion.
You don't give cults tax-free status. I mean, come on. What do you mean?
They are the only... Yeah, somehow or another they pulled that off. They managed to beat the IRS.
Well, yeah, when you got Tom Cruise as your spokesperson, he's going to Mission
Yeah.
Impossible anything.
Yeah.
Have you seen the size of the medals they give people like Tom Cruise? Scientology medals are the biggest medals. They're like the size of dinner plates. They put these on these guys' chests. Wow, what do you do?
I didn't know they did that.
Oh, go watch it on the internet if you want to feel weird about yourself.
Well, then, yeah, and that's we didn't know the truth of Scientology until it got somebody broke their oath of secrecy. Remember I talked about secrecy? Well,
Yeah.
they broke their oath of secrecy, and Scientology essentially, after you give them enough money, over time, they will tell you that you're inhabited by an alien being and you have to give us
You're
more
clear.
money to
You're clear. You become
to
clear.
get them out of your system and whatever that looks like. But it's
Yeah, you
very
can-
expensive.
Well, yeah, you become clear and you become free of these Satans or whatever.
Right. They have a name. They're the spirits of a bunch of soldiers that were killed in an intergalactic war millions of years ago.
Yeah. Have you read Dianetics?
I haven't read the Dianetics. No.
Oh, it's a good read. They drop some truth.
Do
Like,
they
it's
do they
called-
talk about the Thetans and the?
Oh yeah. I don't know if directly in Dianetics. No, because they don't. No, they let you know that about level 3 or
Yeah,
something. Now it's
that
on the
was
internet.
the secret that this guy let out, and they got really upset about it.
Oh yeah, so I read up on Scientologists because, like any good recruiting station, I don't care what you call it. I don't care if you call it a religion. I don't care if you call it a cult. I don't care what you call it. The NFL, any good recruiting station has great literature. Just
Right.
you can
They
learn a
got-
lot from.
We have all kinds of stuff. You got the New Testament. You've
Oh,
got
yeah.
the Book of Mormon. You've got the Quran. Everybody's got, or Dianetics. Everybody's got a text.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
And,
here's what Scientology did. They didn't like the fact that this Cult Awareness Network qualified them as a cult. It pissed them
I
off.
wouldn't either.
So
They do.
they filed 55 civil suits against the Cult Awareness Network.
Only 55. Jeez.
Yeah, they were probably running out of money or something, but they also harassed them by filing complaints about discrimination multiple times through federal government agencies.
So that strategy is to overwhelm your
Right.
competition
By the time they got done
financially.
paying their legal bills, this CAN was bankrupt, and guess what happened then?
I don't. Well, so
I'm going to tell
what
you.
happened? Tell me what.
You don't have to guess. I'll tell you. Scientology, the organization, bought the Cult Awareness Network, and they now run the Cult Awareness Network. So if you need information, if your family member disappears into a cult, when you call the
real.
Cult
This is
Awareness
all
Network,
real.
you are answered by a member of Scientology.
This is real.
This is true story.
This is it. That's crazy. So, and what do they say about people like what? Okay, so I prominent Scientologists that are missing. The founder, David Miscavige, not the founder, sorry, L. Ron Hubbard is the founder. The current president, David Miscavige, his wife hasn't been seen publicly. People are complaining since 2009, something, 8 years. And people started saying, hey, is she dead? Is she dead? People started a
Right.
rumor. Is she
That's not
dead?
an unusual question, I suppose.
And don't worry, though. A police officer went to do a welfare check and went to the house, and she just doesn't want to talking to anybody ever pretty much again, and she's fine. The police officer that went to do the welfare check is, of course, also a Scientologist. I don't know. That shouldn't raise any alarm bells, but
Yeah.
he's,
What
but
is
he's
the benefit I guess there is a benefit because people do it all the time of joining an organization. I mean, what's the payoff? If I'm giving somebody money, I want something in return, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, usually, yeah.
I mean, if I give McDonald's $10.76, they will give me a Big Mac, 2 large fries, and a large Diet Coke.
I don't know. I gave some money to a homeless person the other day. I did not want a thing back from them. I did not want them to make me a sandwich. Did not want them to go fix my roof and then kidnap my daughter. Nothing. I didn't want them to do anything for me.
But so I wonder, how can you be so psychologically needy, I guess, for lack of a better word, that doing that sort of thing? I mean, I've been messed up. I've been face down in the mud, and I never would have joined Scientology.
Dude, I think Scientology, I went into a Scientology center in New York when I was a late teenager.
Okay.
And before I knew anything about them. And they put on a good presentation.
You managed to escape? Are you still sending them money? Let's ask that question.
No, I never sent them money. I bought a book from them.
They realized you didn't have any, so they weren't interested.
My parents said that they continued to receive Scientology literature way after I moved out.
That's okay. That's kind of like sending the missionaries to somebody's house.
But I could see it, like they have a legit philosophy about life. They have a legit philosophy. They have technology that they say works, that Tom Cruise swears by, that John Travolta swears by. These little machines that you put on your hands, and then a person, the Church of Scientology is very anti-psychology. They say the whole industry of psychology is a scam. They say they have a whole museum about it there in Hollywood, and they make some dang good points. They're saying, they're like, what other industry gets to reclassify new diseases every year that they get to issue medication for? Only the psychiatry industry is allowed to do this. They say this is a money-making machine, the psychiatry industry, and like Scientology offers a better solution to people that are sick, that do need therapy, the people that the industry of psych.
Jake, calm down now. Come back to the light.
I just need you to
come back to the light.
Center. I need you to go into a Scientology center.
Come back to the light. So, they bought this Cult Awareness Network. So if your family member disappears into the bowels of Scientology, which we now know can happen, and you call them for help, that's cognitive dissonance.
Well, yeah, you got to call a different number, right?
I guess, what would that be? I mean, I don't know. But what an insidious way to solve a problem.
Dude, their legal team has ruined careers after careers, life after life. It's crazy the amount of things they do. The crazy secret things they do. Like you were saying earlier on, when somebody starts going secret, that's when they go crazy.
Yep. Hey, if anybody's got any experience with Scientology or any other cult-like organizations, let us know, 801-254-1640, because the only cult-like organization I joined was the Army. They made you think a certain way, they made you act a certain way, they made you do all that sort of thing.
Yeah, they follow all the rules.
Hey,
right?
We're going to come back after the break. You want to stay on?
Yeah.
Okay.
When the fake news stations are slick as ice this winter, cut through with K-Talk Media, your favorite local talk station.
A good night's sleep is the most important part of your day, and that firm mattress that sags more than your grandma's 50-year-old lazy chair is not giving you the rest you need. Affordable Mattress Outlet has you covered at a price you can afford. This holiday season, save up to 75% on name brand mattresses, like a wireless adjustable base bed with massage for $6.99, or a queen pillow top mattress starting at $159, no credit and zero down. Visit the store at 8969 South, 1300 West, affordablemattressut.com, or call 801-917-4555.
Everyone builds SUVs, but when you're ready to step up to the ultimate off-road machines available, there's only one place to go. Plan B Supply in Ogden builds customized Humvees and military trucks ready for anything you can throw at them. Not only do they look mean and have the ultimate upgrades available, but they're built with a purpose, for people with a purpose. Everyone's SUVs are decent when the roads are slick, but Plan B's SUVs are for when you want to make your own road through tough terrain, in a tornado, wearing a tuxedo, with a grizzly bear riding shotgun, holding a shotgun, and waving an American flag. Visit our facility at 194 West 33rd Street in Ogden, Utah, or visit our website at planbsupply.com. You can call Plan B Supply at 801-675-4321. That's 801-675-4321. Make Doomsday sweet and make your friends' jaws drop. Drive a real SUV from Plan B Supply.
Hi, this is Matt with M&T Christmas Trees, 9000 South State Street, Sandy, Utah. We've been in business down here since 1984. We look forward to showing you off our really pretty trees, every size, every color, and every shape. And when I say color, I'm talking, you want a purple tree, a blue tree, you want a Smurf blue tree? No problem. Wooden reindeer, we have snowman to take home. Come on down, check it out. The reindeer will be landing November 22nd. You don't want to miss out with your family. The fire's going, we'll leave the light on for you. So come on down, check it out. You'll have fun, and you'll have to even find the hot tub somewhere out there in the forest.
Okay, we're back. I don't want to waste any time listening to bumper music when I can be yapping. We had listen, when you call at the top of the break, you're going to have to wait through the commercials. So come on back, 801-254-1640. We love you.
This is live radio. You should mention.
Right. Yeah, we're not.
Saturday night, 12/16 in 2017.
Perhaps they were abducted by a cult. Scientology is at work already, thwarting my efforts to bring truth
And the
and
religion
wisdom.
I would not call them a cult if I were you. You saw what they did.
So I'm not
last
okay.
company.
All right, I'm sorry. The Scientology is not a cult.
And neither is the Army.
Okay, Scientology is not a cult. I don't know about the Army. They change how you think.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
For the worse or for the better?
Hey, we're going to... Hey, go ahead, caller. Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, this is Big D back again.
Hey, your wife must not be home tonight.
My wife's not home tonight.
Probably not keeping an eye on you.
Not at all. But I've been listening to you guys, and I'm loving it.
So what cult-like experience have you had, Daryl?
Well, my cult-like experience is with you in the Army.
Right. And
We
you
are
agree that there
probably-
is some cult-like...
There's probably the biggest cult in the world is the Army.
I had to, the first thing they made me, one of the first things you have to do in the Army to break you down, right, is I had to duck walk naked across the floor.
And then ask you if you're a homosexual.
And then the next question was, are you a homosexual? And I don't know how to answer that. I'm like, listen.
Well, I answered not until about 10 minutes ago.
I know. Well, yeah. Well, now they don't ask that because it's a don't ask, don't
Well, they
tell.
don't ask that tonight. But I do know that I was propositioned in Salt Lake City at the temple to become a Scientologist and by the book. And at 14 years old, I told them where to go.
So there was a Scientologist at the temple.
There was several of them there trying to give the book away.
Oh,
They
okay.
weren't even making you buy it back in the late 80s, mid 80s. Yeah. And I told them where to go because I knew better than that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, but that's my part of Scientology.
I
And,
think
you
I
know,
hung up on my friend Jake.
You hung up on Jake?
I did. I was going to put you on a conference call.
Well, you like to hang up on Jake.
I
Jake's
do
cool,
actually.
but
I do it all the time, to be
you
honest.
hang up on Jake a little more.
You know, it keeps him
I
humble.
think Jake's getting jealous that we're talking more.
That could be. Yeah, that could
Yeah.
be. He just likes getting hung up on it. It's
Okay.
kind of a passive, you know.
Well, we'll have to let Jake call you back maybe, and I'll let
He
you
might.
go.
No. I won't screw it up this time. I'm going to continue to talk about these real conspiracies. The next one's kind of fun.
Okay.
The Pinto memo.
Do Paperclip. Do you remember Paperclip? That's where we brought all the German
That
scientists
was another
over.
conspiracy. Yeah, that's another
That's a
real.
big
I hadn't. It's
conspiracy.
not on my list, but yep.
Oh, that's
Operation
a big one.
Paperclip, where we brought all the
Yeah.
German Nazis. You know, very good Nazis. They weren't
yeah.
bad Nazis at the time.
Well, we educated
Yeah,
them.
they weren't. Yeah, they became better Nazis when they were working for us.
Exactly.
But the Pinto memo, Ford Motor Company wrote a memo
Oh,
to
yeah,
its
that's
to
right.
to its leaders.
And they hid that crap like they're doing with Volkswagen's doing right now about the EPA standings for
Right,
the
right.
gasoline, for their diesel engines. Oh, yeah, big conspiracy. Look at the airbag. You got to go get the airbags from the Japanese.
Yep, you got to go airbags. They didn't tell anybody until they
Yeah.
started killing people.
Oh, yeah, nobody had any idea until they started killing people.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's funny
there you
how we
go.
noticed that.
Yeah, so...
you
Hey,
know?
let me know what you're doing for Christmas Eve if you need someone to hang with.
Yeah,
You're more than welcome to hang with me.
right on.
Let me know what you want to do if you're going to your mom and dad's or whatever. But
I don't know what I'm doing Christmas Eve, but no, I'll be doing the family thing on Christmas because it's Christmas, right?
That's great. And I know you're not. Are you not doing your show, right? You won't do the show.
Whatever's that Saturday?
Saturday is Christmas Eve.
Well, I guess I'm doing a show because I don't plan on taking it off.
Okay. Well, if you do your show, I'll call in and talk to you then.
Or you could come down and hang with me here.
Well, I'll be with my family on Christmas.
Not on Christmas Eve. It's not Christmas.
Sorry.
All right.
But we'll try something after the first of the year again.
Fair enough.
I love you, brother.
Did you ever have a Pinto?
No, but my sister did, and my mother got rid of it really fast for her after the threat of it blowing up.
Well, they did. You know what they said?
Oh
that
my God!
To recall all of the Pintos in the United States, they said it'll cost us $121 million.
Right.
$1 million to recall and fix the gas tank. It would have cost them $11.
Isn't that nuts?
So they had 11 million Pintos on the road.
And they're so stupid. They do this crap all the time, and I think it's a conspiracy for them to make more money. Somehow.
Well, exactly, because then they calculated that, okay, out of 11 million Pintos, we can estimate by insurance numbers that 2,100 of them will get in an accident, and of that number, maybe 400 will burn to death, and another 400 will be severely injured. And by the time we get done paying all of the court, that stuff, it'll only cost us $49.5 million.
I don't believe their statistics for nothing.
Here's the deal. They calculated, we save $70 million by letting people die.
Yeah.
Than fixing the problem. That's a corporate mentality. And we talk about capitalism.
It is.
You know, that idea, make money at all costs, there it is in its living color.
It's ridiculous.
What conservative corporate capitalism looks like.
When they come out and they tell you this is the car of the year, and it has this factor of 4, 5 stars, 6 stars.
Right.
It's all based on that particular company at that particular time wanting it to be that way. It
right.
isn't
I think
because it's safe.
They put the money in the bag and it's
Yeah.
all.
And those are your So Jake was right when he told you earlier about all conspiracies are true to some point.
Right.
know?
There's always elements of truth.
Oh, big time.
You know, I just in these ones I'm talking about, we know we have the smoking gun. Somebody stole the memo and sent it to Mother Jones.
And the crap about it is somebody has to die to bring that out.
Right, and the reality is somebody had to steal
your wife,
it.
Or your child gets screwed up.
Right.
We had a buddy get his frickin' wrist broke because he was lighting a cigarette and the passenger airbag went off.
Oh, wow.
I won't say any names to protect him.
Well,
Nate.
Well, I heard the real story.
Oh, you heard that? Oh, that's a conspiracy then.
Yeah,
he's lying
the
to us.
conspiracy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't tell that story on the air.
Oh, that's right. All right. We have to,
but that's okay. It's a great story. Trust me.
You'll have to re-educate me. Re-educate.
Yeah, I'll re-educate you.
Re-educate you.
You know, just like Scientology. What you need to do is give me $100, and I will make your life better.
Yeah, and $100 every day the rest of your life.
Well, not every day. I'm not like Scientology now.
Right.
I'm the better. Exactly. I'm the gentler, softer Scientology.
There's a gal. She's an actress, and she played on Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
And then she's been on the show with. Oh, geez, I don't remember his name. It was the one where he was a delivery truck driver. Oh, crap. Sorry.
Oh, well, it'll come to you.
She's really cool. I really like her. She's really pretty lady. And she was Scientology gal for years.
Oh.
And she came out, and she has her own show now debunking all of it.
Oh.
And she goes into depth like you can't believe on it.
Okay, I'll have to look that up. I'm sure I can figure that out.
The guy that played, he was like a cop in Vegas, like a security guy. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about. He drove a really fancy car.
What's it called? King of Queens or Queens, something like that. The gal that plays on that show with him, she's got her own show now. And you need to research that because she's really tearing them up, really putting all the crap that they say out there down.
Well, and that's what we talked about: cults and secrecy and conspiracies and secrecy.
Well, it's got to stop. I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. And they suck in the young kids, and it's like the ISIS getting people from America to go kill for them. It's just ridiculous how they do that, and I think it's got the morals of these kids today, and the parents just don't even pay attention to their kids no more. They just feel like, okay, whatever.
Carol, now just wait a minute.
No, it's
true. If I offered you 70 virgins, you'd be mowing my lawn and painting my toenails.
We know that ain't true.
And
they're so stupid to think
you'd be doing my dishes and bringing me, drinks in the backyard if I offered you 70 virgins. Yep.
Well, a 16, 17-year-old kid is not going to be that sucked into that. I don't know. At least maybe I will. I'm born and raised here in Salt Lake City, Utah, and maybe that's why, but I don't know.
Well, they just have a different way of looking at life.
We have a different way of life. We're in a bubble in this state. It's a wonderful state, and don't get me wrong, I love it here. And I love being here, and I loved protecting this state when I did, and the country in my military days. But they got to grow up a little bit. It seems like,
we think we're the center of the universe, and that everything else radiates out from.
And we could talk conspiracies about some stuff here in Utah, huh?
Yep.
Oh, there's a bunch.
I just remember that movie, The Blues Brothers, where the Nazis are driving in the Pinto.
Oh, that's great.
And they end up falling and just keeps falling and falling and falling.
Yeah.
And when they finally hit the ground, there's this giant nuclear detonation.
Carrie Fisher played the boyfriend or the girlfriend or whatever she was.
Yeah.
To what's his name?
I can't remember.
Belushi's character.
Belushi,
and she tried to take him out with an M16A1 that we shot.
Yeah, that was
Well, I had an M16A3 in Iraq, but me and you we used the M16A1 the most.
Yeah. I just remember when talking about the Pinto memo and the conspiracy, this conspiracy of silence.
Yeah, it didn't happen if you don't talk about it.
Well, that's it.
And it did happen. Everything happened.
People.
Yeah, but
you
don't
know, it's
talk
like
about
here's
it.
a conspiracy. Mr. Snowden.
Oh yeah, big time.
The government of the United States, the agencies of the government of the United States, conspired to observe and gather information about its citizens without them knowing about it. And he, at great risk to himself,
Oh wow.
put that in, that, hey, this is what's going on. And now he's stuck in Russia, can't come back to the United States, and everybody's calling him a traitor.
Well, they've started some stuff about him being a child molester and all this stuff, and
Right.
and how that's the government trying to get him for releasing stuff that they felt that he shouldn't.
But nobody's,
Is that true?
And the narrative never goes to, wait a minute.
Yeah. Hold
What
on.
is it?
Hold on. It's just everybody accepts that.
Right. They're not saying, oh, yeah, well, they were violating the Constitution.
Right.
And they're just mad because they got caught.
That's the truth.
And they're still doing it. Those
Yeah.
programs are still in place.
Well, look at you look at the conspiracy of Roswell. It's a weather balloon. No, it's not no, it's this. No, it's these dummies we dropped testing people in these parachutes. When the truth comes out, they have to. Oh, hold on. America can't accept that there's probably life somewhere else because it had ruined the Catholic Church. It had ruined the world.
Well,
and
we're
their
made in
religious
God's
beliefs.
image. What if there's an alien life that doesn't look like us? Then what?
Well,
What if they're made in God's image and we're not?
Yeah. What if God looks like them?
Yep.
Yeah, and we're something that just happened. Yeah, exactly. So they make a conspiracy because they know the truth, and the truth is out there. And I want to know the
I've
truth.
heard that before somewhere vaguely.
Yeah, well, there's X-Files is on right now.
Doo-doo-doo. Oh, well, okay, I see
I
where
got
you're
my
going
nice
with that.
60-inch TV, and I'm watching it right now.
Yeah,
I hope I ain't bugging you by calling in.
No, you're
but
fine.
You didn't call me to tell me to come in. Or
I
would be
know
there
you're
right
getting
now.
back at me. You're getting back at me.
That's okay. I'm more than happy to come and sit.
Did
and
you
bug the
ever
hell out of you.
have you ever heard of a Marine by the name of Smedley Butler?
He was a Marine. I think we had briefings, like I was telling you earlier.
He was a Marine.
Yeah.
He won the Medal of Honor twice.
Oh shit!
Hey,
Sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I did mean to say that, but I got some 3.2, and actually it's 5.5.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Smedley Butler was a Marine. He won the Medal of Honor twice, and there was a problem when FDR was president. He got a lot of presidential power. It was during wartime. It was during the Depression. So he was able to, just by events, just by circumstances, collect a lot of authority around him. And he started telling some of these guys that you can't do this.
What was his rank? Do you know?
He put a stop to a lot of this capitalism that people, it's better that people die than we spend money. And somebody decided to overthrow the presidency.
What did his rank get to?
It was called the FDR Putsch, which is a German word meaning to overthrow the government.
Wow, Putsch, yeah.
Smedley Butler was.
They had the Putsch run or the Putsch
right,
run.
he was asked to testify before a committee, and we will tell you what he had to say after the break.
Hey, I'll be back with you on the break.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
When it's cold outside, warm up with the hottest live local two-way talk. K-Talk Media, 1640 AM.
Hi, this is Dan MacArthur. I was the former mayor of St. George for about 20 years. I got into this timeshare with my kids. when we got into it, we found out we couldn't use it when we wanted to. Then we started getting these maintenance fees. The maintenance fees were just every year, and they started out kind of small, and they kept going up, and we didn't have any say about it. So I told them, hey, I don't want this anymore. You take it back. You can't do it. You've got it, and even if you give it to your kids, or you die and it goes to them, they're going to owe it. So I was looking at ways to get rid of it, and as a result, we said we run into a group that says, dump my timeshare. A week or two later, I got a note back from, in fact, a very elated call from the company that I was working with, Dump Timeshare, and said, you're out of it. You're through. I said, hallelujah. My wife took her out to dinner and said, we're great. We're out of this. I want to endorse dumptimeshare.com. Great company. Helped me get out of a real mess that I was in for many years. dumptimeshare.com.
Are you among the millions of Americans who feel uncertain when it comes to their health care? We are happy to inform you that there is a solution, and that solution is Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of like-minded people who work together to pay for their medical costs. You choose your doctor and hospital, starting at $107 a month for a single, up to $449 a month for a family. That's mom, dad, and all the kids. For more information, call 855-585-4237 or visit libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org.
Welcome back. We're on the last segment of the show, and we've been talking about conspiracies that are actually real, that actually happened, that we know who did it and when they did it and what they were doing. Unlike some of the other conspiracies we've talked about, such as the JFK assassination, though it's been beat to death, we still don't have that information. Who did it, when did they do it, and how did they do it? So, are you there, Daryl? I guess not. So, we're going to go and continue. Hello. I thought I could hear you.
We're here.
All right. So, we're talking about this FDR thing. Smedley Butler, a famous Marine who won 2 Medal of Honors. They don't just give those away. So he had some validity. He was called before a committee in Congress that was investigating, looking for the influence, and this can sound familiar, I think. This was in 1929.
This is World War I?
Nope, this was just prior to World War II.
Oh, prior to World War II, okay.
Yep, so looking for the influence of Nazi and Nazi propaganda in American culture.
Yeah.
Now, what does that sound like to you?
It sounds like the ISIS going on right now.
Well, it sounds like this whole thing with the Russians. We're setting up committees to look for the Russian influence in American culture. So he was called to testify before this committee as a highly decorated military officer. And
you said he was a major?
He was a general.
Oh, a general.
He stated that there was a shadowy group of men that had come to him with a plan to overthrow President Roosevelt and take over the government.
The Men in Black.
He claimed these men were funded by an organization called the American Liberty League.
And that was
the
really
organization
popular.
had approached him through his contacts in the American Legion.
JFK's father had a lot to do with that. He was involved when he was over in parts of Britain, and he went and he actually talked to Hitler several times.
Yeah, he also got charged with aiding and abetting the enemy, or doing trade with the enemy. He wasn't a straight up kind of guy.
Wow.
Roosevelt used the power of the presidency probably more than any other president up to that time. The Great Depression, the war, it got really rough for a lot of these ribald capitalists. And they were investigating, this influence of the Nazis in American culture. And Smedley Butler just says, these guys wanted to overthrow the government. They offered me 500,000 men, $30 million. And the fact that they weren't actually going to get rid of Roosevelt, they were just going to put him under the thumb of a new office that they had created, and he would act as a figurehead. So, poses some interesting questions about the legitimacy of the presidency. If it was attempted once, could it have been attempted again? The Congressional Committee investigated the claims and corroborated his story. And they found a couple other officers who claimed that somebody had approached them as well. Why wasn't anyone arrested? Why didn't anybody go to jail? I'm guessing because money's talks and suckers walk, and you can't unlock my 3-lock box.
That's exactly what it is.
As they say in the song.
Yeah.
But that was a real, apparently, it's difficult to know if that's an actual conspiracy or Smedley Butler was going off the rails. But they corroborated his testimony with others. So I'm guessing that...
They probably sipped him a bunch of that LSD.
Well, that's another conspiracy that turned out to be true.
Did you remember the one guy they supposedly jumped out of a hotel room?
Yep, true story.
It's a true story, and that's a conspiracy.
Well, and that's the MK Ultra program.
MK Ultra.
The CIA decided that they wanted to control individuals in a way that they could use them as assassins.
That's right.
And that they could then take over someone and make
them almost
kill
like
people.
A Manchurian candidate type
Exactly,
thing.
Like a Manchurian candidate.
Yeah, that's what they was working on.
And so they dosed people with LSD and other drugs against their knowledge, without them knowing about it.
They had no clue. Yeah, they just put it in drinks. They put it in. They'd walk up and they had these little slippy, sticky. It was like in like a gel form. And they'd just rub it on your skin, and you wouldn't have any clue.
Right.
They'd have really pretty girls come up to them,
right,
and talk to them, and they'd just touch them. You know how are you today?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm having a great day, and just they're
so
loaded.
And then they would take these individuals that were dosed with LSD, and they would attempt to interrogate or try to develop a level of control.
Yep.
And they had several suicides and several individuals who were psychologically affected. And that was their plan, was to develop a way to have these on-call assassins. Now, we look at some of the issues that have happened in the world, particularly during that time, the early 60s.
Right.
What kind of events would lead you to believe that a Manchurian assassin influenced by an MK Ultra program?
That's pretty simple. Look at Bobby Kennedy.
In fact, Sirhan Sirhan
he claimed he had no idea what happened. Like 2 hours after it happened.
Yep.
Sirhan.
So there is things that make you go, and that's an actual, MK Ultra has been validated. The documents have been released. At least a good chunk of them have been released.
Actually,
some of them, a majority of them, were destroyed.
You know what I've found from what I've seen? A lot of the stuff they give you, there's so much more they don't.
Right, and that's the scary part is, this is just the stuff we've been able to figure out.
They're going to give you what they want to give you, and just to keep it, just to be kind of butts, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like, here, let's just feed them a little bit of that. The whole Roswell thing where they came out here several years ago about that, and then they finally admitted that Area 51 exists. That's just so they can get people to leave them alone about writing in and wanting all this and that, to say, hey, this does exist. This you need to prove. And they do it, but it helps them. So silly, huh?
And I'm not speculating about this stuff. This is
what you're talking tonight is true. We know it all happened tonight.
Has happened, and it's in the record books, and we know who, we know when, and we know where, and we even know in many cases why. And some of the motives are just so dark, like this Pinto thing.
Oh, that's
so
sad.
All
those people died.
We'll let 400 people die.
It's cheaper to pay them off
Yep.
and let it happen. That's just ridiculous.
I mean, that's unbridled capitalism.
Well, look, that's like I was telling you about Volkswagen and lying about the EPA results, changing the computer to make it say it's okay when it ain't. Volkswagen had a great reputation. The Germans do great on their engineering and stuff, and that just throws it right in there. That's just terrible. And the poor Americans, we suck into stuff so easy sometimes.
Well, we're lazy.
We're lazy. We're straight up lazy. We want everything, just push a button.
If you say it, it must be true.
Oh, I'm not a lazy person at all. But I want my damn TV to change a channel when I tell it to.
Right.
And so if
I don't want to get up off the couch and do it either. I want to push the button.
My lazy boy. I'm sucked into it just as much as everybody else.
Well, it doesn't take much to just spend a few minutes.
Look at the damn remotes now. You just talk into the remote, change the channel remote.
Yeah.
I got a speaker right here.
That's the newest thing.
Hey, speaker. Yes. Play AC/DC Back in Black.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll do it. Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, why do you think the kids today are so way they are?
Well, yeah.
They've been sucked into it for 50 years.
Well, here's something to think about. I've talked a lot about these conspiracies that are real, and I mentioned at the beginning that there were fingerprints on these that are common to all of them, and one that strikes me is this idea of secrecy, of not wanting to tell the truth. So what can we take away? My thought is that we need to live
Sorry, go ahead.
a rigorous, honest lifestyle. Tell the truth. Sometimes it's going to sting, and we certainly don't need to hurt people by doing so, but I'm a firm believer that living a life of rigorous honesty is the most powerful way to have a connection with us.
I'll tell you right now that my and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back at all, but my father was the most honest person there ever was, and I've never had anybody ever tell me through his life, he died in 2009, that he was the straight to you, right in your face person, and he always said and did what he meant. And he was a World War II vet. He fought for us. He was in the island of Tinia and went over to Saipan. They built airstrips. He was a naval Seabee. And they built airstrips for B-29 bombers to go over to Japan. And I'll tell you, that dude just never, ever, everything he did this whole life was to make people better, himself, his family, his kids, the whole thing. So,
and that's when you look at these conspiracies, like the Pinto memo, where what if somebody in the Ford Motor Company had said, hey, this is just crazy.
This is wrong.
This is wrong, and stood up and told the truth. Because
what would have happened?
One thing I found is that when evil gets shown its face, when you actually shine the light on it, it tends to shrivel up and go away. And,
it does. The evil goes away. The blackness goes away.
Tell the truth. Be the truth. Live the truth. Whatever it is for you. And we don't need to hurt others to do that. I mean, we can.
It's so much easier if you tell the truth than to remember all the lies that you told.
Right. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
it's so much harder on you. It's just be who you're going to be. Don't be anything but what you are, and just make yourself the best you can.
Well,
that's all to conspiracies. I mean,
and that's what I've learned from looking at these conspiracies, is that they all have that fundamental common thread.
Yeah.
Is that people had to tell lies to make them work, to make these conspiracies actually effective. From Aaron Burr to Smedley Butler to the Ford Motor Company to the people who destroyed the trolley cars. The fundamental practice between all of them was dishonesty and secrecy. So my suggestion is to be honest, tell the truth, love your family. You know,
yeah, definitely.
It makes life simpler. It's a little bit embarrassing sometimes. Like, yeah, I'm the one that ate the last piece of pie.
When you really screw up, but you know, even when you really screw up and you feel that like that's your life ending, you're done. It's not. It's not. And the people that really love you will be there and help you. And, you know, and and this is a time of giving. It's a time of helping each other out. The birth of our God, our Savior, our being that we think of. If you're Christian, if you're whatever you are, I mean, you know, Jewish, Muslim, you know, hey, you know, it's not your thing, but you got to care about everybody. You just got to, because it's going to get so bad if you don't.
Well, and the chickens come home to roost. When we don't tell the truth, it bears bitter fruit.
We all like KFC when they run in a special.
Yeah. It bears bitter fruit if we don't tell the truth. I mean, you see it.
You know, some simple little things in the world. My beautiful cat, is chasing his tail right now. So just think about that. Just think about a little cat chasing its tail, and how simple that is, but how we all are chasing our tails sometimes. So.
Cats could be delicious with a little soy sauce and some fresh vegetables.
I've found that cat is better with hot sauce.
Excellent.
Well, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Dr. Grimmy.
You're welcome. Hey, we're going to close this show with
I'll see you.
Lots of love. And
have a good love, and I love you.
You too, man. I'll
Goodbye,
talk
brother.
to you later.
Okay.
So, come back next week and take home the valuable lesson of living honest and telling the truth. Thank you, and we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Whether it's for weight loss, blood sugar control, or just overall health, millions of people have been helped by low-carb diets, also known as ketogenic diets. But for most people, it's hard to get the right balance of protein and nutrition needed to succeed, especially when on the go. That's why Youngevity created Keto FX bars and shakes. They work together as a low-carb, high-protein team to help you thrive on your low-carb diet. When you grab a Keto FX shake, you get 21 grams of high-quality whey protein with 0 net carbs. Our Keto FX bar gives you 18 grams of protein with only 1 gram of net carbs. And we didn't sacrifice flavor over function. Delicious and filling. Every Keto FX serving also gives you metabolism enhancing, 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 gives you metabolism